Gracie, the Lighthouse Cat by Ruth Brown. In the early hours of the 7th of September 1838, Grace Darling, the daughter of the keeper of the Longstone Lighthouse, saw a ship wrecked and sinking on the nearby rocks. Braving the raging storm, she and her father set out in the family rowing boat and rescued 9 people stranded on the rocks. However, another rescue took place that day, and this one involved Gracie and her kitten. Outside, the storm was raging, but inside the lighthouse, Gracie and her kitten were warm and snug in the cosy parlour. Gracie was sleepy, but her kitten was not. When he heard the sound of voices and running footsteps, he decided to go and investigate. Down and down he went, following the sounds. Until he stopped at the front door. The gale-force winds, the driving rain, and the huge crashing waves were terrifying. He turned to run back upstairs when... Crash! The wind caught the door and slammed it shut, hurling him out into the storm. Gracie woke with a jump. She was alone. Where was her kitten? She called to him, but there was no answer. She searched everywhere, all the way down to the cellar, but still there was no reply. Gracie climbed out of the cellar window. She called and called to her kitten, but her frantic cries were drowned by the howling wind. It was hopeless. Just as she was about to give up her desperate search, she saw something. It was her kitten, cold, terrified and soaking wet. He was clinging like a limpet to the slippery rocks. Gently, Gracie picked him up and clawed her way towards the safety of the lighthouse. She climbed up the winding staircase, back to the cosy parlour. After a saucer of milk, they snuggled down in the basket by the fire. Gracie was sleepy, and this time her kitten was too. When the news of the rescue was published in the Newcastle Journal, Grace became the media sensation of the day. She was awarded many honours, including the Silver Medal from the Royal National Institute for the Preservation of Life from Shipwreck, later to become the RNLI, and she received the Gold Medallion from the Royal Humane Society. She never touched any of the money raised by public and royal subscription and continued to live a modest life with her parents at the Longstone Lighthouse, where she died in 1841. So this is the story of Grace Darling here. The book is a parallel rescue story about Gracie the cat.